Space SpaceX Starship landing. Serial number 15, a prototype SN-15, a prototype of the futuristic Starship rocket developed by Elon Musk's space company, was to launch and successfully land on Wednesday, heralding a new era in space exploration for NASA. Background: the latest success landing is a relief for NASA and SpaceX, as four previous prototypes of Starship had failed to do so, getting destroyed during or soon after touchdown at the southeastern tip of Texas near Brownsville. What a Starship! It is a full-scale stainless steel bullet shaped rocket ship built by SpaceX. The spacecraft has been described as a game changer for space travel, being a fully reusable transportation system for crew and cargo to the Earth's orbit, Moon, and Mars. To the Earth orbits, Moon, and Mars. SpaceX has described Starship as the world's most powerful launch vehicle, with an ability to launch over 100 metric tons to the Earth's orbit. Significance to the latest development: reusability is at the heart of making interplanetary travel accessible. SpaceX believes, since a majority of the launch cost is attributed to the expense of building a rocket that is ultimately designed to burn up during re-entry. Potential applications: Starship can deliver satellites further and at a lower margin cost than Falcon vehicles, and it can ferry both cargo and crew to the International Space Station. Once developed, Starship is also expected to carry large amounts of cargo to the moon for humans, the space flights, development, and research. Beyond the moon, the spacecraft is being designed for carrying crew and cargo to interplanetary missions as well. NASA's Artemis mission. Last month, NASA chose SpaceX to build a lander for its Artemis program, which plans to send humans to the moon in this decade. The vehicle is based on Starship will carry the next man and woman to land on the moon. With the Artemis program, NASA aims to demonstrate new technologies, capabilities, and business approaches that will ultimately be needed for the future exploration of Mars. About uranium and its uses, the Maharashtra Anti Terror Squad ATS has has arrested two persons with 7 kgs natural uranium estimated to be around 21 crore, worth 21 crore. The duo were placed under arrest under the Atomic Energy Act of 1962 for possessing uranium without license. What exactly is uranium and what are its uses? Occurs naturally in low concentration in soil, rock, and water, and is commercially extracted from uranium bearing minerals. Application: uranium that has a silvery gray metallic appearance is mainly used in nuclear power plants due to its unique nuclear properties. Depleted uranium is also used as a shield against radiation in medical processes using radiation therapy, and also while transporting radioactive material through Though itself radioactive, uranium's high density make it effective in halting radiations. Its high density also makes it useful in counterweights in aircraft and industrial machinery. Uranium mining in India. In India, uranium deposits occur in Dharwar rocks. It occurs along the Singhbum copper belt, Jharkhand, Udaipur, Alwar, Junjunu districts of Rajasthan, Durg district of Chhattisgarh, Bhandara district of Maharashtra, and Kullu district of Himachal Pradesh. Significant quantity of reserves were recently discovered in parts of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana between Setachalam forest and Sri Salem, southern edge of Andhra to southern edge of Telangana. Here in report on human caused methane emission. The report titled Global Methane Assessment Benefits and Cost of Mitigating Methane Emission was recently released by the Climate and Clean Air Coalition and United Nations Environment Program. Global Methane Budget 2017. So, key findings, main concern, human caused methane emission are increasing faster currently than any other time since record keeping began in the 1980s. Carbon dioxide levels have dropped during the novel coronavirus disease pandemic. However, methane in the atmosphere reached record levels last year. This was a cause of concern as methane was an extremely powerful greenhouse gas. It was responsible for about 30% of warming since pre industrial times. Causes or sources of human caused methane emission. Most human caused methane emission make from three sectors: fossil fuels, waste, and agriculture, oil and gas extraction, processing, and distribution accounted for 23% of methane emission in the fossil fuels sector. Coal mining accounted for 12% of emission. Landfills and wastewater made up to 20% of emission in the waste sector. In the agriculture sector, livelihood emissions from manure and enteric fermentation constituted for roughly 32% and rice cultivation 8% of emissions. Mitigation potential varied between countries and regions. Europe has the greatest potential to curb methane emission from farming, fossil fuels operation, and waste management. India has the greatest potential to reduce methane emission in the waste sector. China's mitigation potential was best in coal production and livestock, while Africa's was in livestock, followed by oil and gas. The fossil fuel industry had the greatest potential for low cost methane cut. Suggestion: human caused methane emission must be cut by 45% to avoid the worst effects of climate change. Such a cut would prevent a rise in global warming up to 0.3% at the 3 degrees Celsius by 2045. It would also prevent 2 lakh 60,000 premature deaths, 7 lakh 75,000 asthma related hospital visits annually, as well as 25 million tons of copper of crop losses. 3 behavioral changes: reducing food waste and loss, improving livestock management, and adopting healthy diets, vegetarian and with a low meat and dairy content, could reduce methane emission by 65 to 80 million tons per year over the next few decades. Facts for prelims. Kabasura Kudinir. Kabasura Kudinir is a traditional formulation used by Siddha practitioners for managing common respiratory health. It is a herbal concoction comprising dry ingredient of ginger, pepper leaf, clove, sirukankuri root, muli root, kadukai, ajwain, and many other herbs. The ingredients are powdered and mixed with water, then boiled to make a deconcoction of one fourth of its initial volume. Context: the Ministry of Ayush has launched a massive nationwide campaign to distribute its proven polyherbal Ayurvedic drug Ayush 64 and Siddha drug Kabasura Kudineer for the benefit of the vast majority of out of hospital COVID 19 patients. So, Kabasura Kudini consists of Suku, Thipili, Lavangam, Siru Kanchuri, Akarakaram, Muli Kadukai, Ada Adathodai, Adathodai, Karpuravalli, Kostam, Sintil, Siruthekku, Nilavembu, Vata Tirupi, Korai, Kidzangu. eSanjeevani OPD. eSanjeevani OPD is a flagship telemedicine platform of government developed by the Center for Development of Advanced Computing CDAC Mohali under the aegis of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. It provides free consultations to Indian citizens. eSanjeevani OPD patients, doctors. Okay, so Pulayar community, the Pulayar, also Pulaya or Hulleya and or Cheramar, are one of the main social groups found in Kerala, Karnataka, and in historical Tamil Nadu or Tamilakam. Pulaya are noted for the music craftsmanship and for certain dances, which includes Koam Tulal, a mass dance which is part of their exorcism rituals, and Mudiyatam or hair dance. Mahatma Ayan Kali was called as Pulaya King. He was from 1863 to 1941. Context to tribe settlements Kattupatti and Kozhipatti of Pulayar community within the limits of the Annamalai Tiger Reserve in Tamil Nadu are gearing up for their annual festival of local deity Vairapattan Ayan Kalli, social Dalit social reformer. Lumpy skin disease. What is it? Lumpy skin disease is a viral illness that causes prolonged morbidity in cattle and buffaloes, caused by the proxy lumpy skin disease. Symptoms: it appears as nodules of 2 to 5 centimeter diameter all over the body, particularly around the head, neck, limbs, udder, mammary gland of female cattle, and genitals. The lump gradually open up like large and deep wounds. It spreads through mosquitoes, flies and ticks, and also through saliva and contaminated water and food. Affected countries: LSD is endemic to Africa and parts of West Asia, where it was first discovered in 1929. In Southeast Asia, the first case of LSD was reported in Bangladesh in July 2019. In India, it was first reported from Mayurbhanj, Odisha in August 2019. Treatment: there is no treatment for the virus, so prevention by vaccination is the most effective means of control. Context: the Bihar government sounded an alert and issued an advisory about the likely spread of the disease concern in India, which has the world's highest 3 million heads of cattle. The disease has spread to 15 states within just 16 months. This might have a devastating impact on the country, where most dairy farmers are either landless or marginal landholders, and Milk is among the cheapest protein sources. Social stock exchanges, SEBI's technical group on social stock exchange has submitted its report. The report was headed by Harsh Bhanwala, ex-chairman NABARD. Key recommendations made: eligibility not for profit and not both for profit and not for profit organizations should be allowed to tap the SSE provided they are able to demonstrate that social intent and impact. Corporate foundations, political and religious organizations should be made ineligible to raise funds using the SSE mechanism. Modes available for fundraising for NOP: it shall be equity, zero coupon, zero principal bond, development impact bonds, social impact fund, currently known as social venture fund, with 100% grants out provision, and donation by investors through mutual funds. For FP enterprises, it will be equity, debt, development, impact bond, and social venture funds. Corpus size of the fund: minimum corpus size for such funds will be reduced from 20 crore to 5 crore, and the minimum subscription amount will be reduced from 1 crore to 2 lakh rupees. The capacity building fund for SSE, it should have a corpus of 100 crore. This fund should be housed under NABARD, exchanges, and other development agencies such as SIDBI. Be asked to contribute towards this fund. List of broad activities based on those identified by Niti Aayog under sustainable development goal that SE can engage in. These includes eradicating hunger, poverty, malnutrition, and inequality, promoting gender equality by empowerment of women and LGBTQIA communities, training to promote rural sports and slum area development, affordable housing. Another shot at success. This is the second expert panel report on setting up SSE in the country. For profit exchange will be IGP, SME, NSE or BSE main board instrument, equity debt development impact bond, SWPs, disclosure, social impact reporting. Not for profit exchanges would be from separate segment under the existing stock exchanges: equities, CCZP, mutual funds, SVPs, development impact bonds. Disclosures, social impact reporting, and other disclosures. Requirement of exchange. What is social stock exchange? It is a novel concept in India, and such a boards is meant to serve private and not for profit sector provided by channeling great capital to them. As per the proposal, SSE can be housed within the existing stock exchange such as the BSE or NSE significance. With this, social welfare enterprises and not for non-profit could soon get to raise so-called social capital on a transparent electronic platform, aiding the process of rebuilding livelihood ravaged by coronavirus pandemic. These recommendation, if implemented as a package, can result in a vibrant and supportive ecosystem, engaging the non-profit sector to realize its full potential for creating social impact. Need for social capital: India will need a significant amount of patient capital to repair and rebuild those livelihood which are the bedrock of our economy. Conventional capital that prioritizes financial returns will not be able to carry such a burden all by itself. Social capital, on the other hand, is the most suited for this role. It is not only patient, but its goal is precisely to support and fortify social structures that are in danger for collapsing because of COVID 19. What is a social enterprise? A social enterprise is a revenue generating business. Social enterprise is a revenue generating business. Its primary objective is to achieve a social objective, for example, providing healthcare or energy, clean energy. This is no way means this in no way means that a social enterprise can't be highly profitable. In fact, most social enterprise look and operate like traditional businesses. The only catch is that the profit these entities generate is not necessarily used for payouts to stakeholders but reinvested into their social programs.